episode 214 of the Xbox Hall of Gamers podcast. This week I'm joined by Cameron.
Hello.
And Keo.
Hey.
Yep, sure. We can go with that. That's fine.
What?
No, that's fine. And I'm mad as always. I've forgotten who I am or where I am. But,
right?
you know.
Yeah, so...
like, get my... Yeah, no, you can put a bit of spice on it. That's fair. You know. Only, there you go. So this is a judgment-free zone. It's not. As always,
no, this is a very judgmental
zone. This we've actually built we've basically built a hobby out of being judgmental. So unfortunately, that's yeah. As always, we do the show live on Twitch. Xbox Hall of Gamers is a place to find us. Come say hi, hang out, usual business. You know how it all works by now. We usually record on a American Saturday and or New Zealand Australian Sunday. So keep your schedules free if you got nothing better to do.
And of course you don't.
Of course not. Yeah, if you're listening to this, you got fuck all to do.
Which is not better.
Yeah, exactly. How you fellas been? Back for another week. Unfortunately, Shane and Jake, I think I have to delay till next week. So we've got you fellas back on for 2 weeks in a row. But how you guys been the last week?
Yeah, such a shame.
I mean, obviously, you know, we love our American boys. But
sorry, did you say such a shame or such a shame?
I was gonna let it go. I wasn't gonna pay attention to it. I was gonna give it the attention it deserved and just move on. But that's fine, Cameron.
Such is Shane.
Yeah.
Such is Shane for the record.
Such is Shane. Yes, thank you. Yeah. All right, well, fuck it. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask how you guys are. I don't care. We're just gonna move on. All right, yeah, Cameron, tell me how you been, mate? What's been going on?
I've been angry. And I've been using that anger to be productive.
What? Something really grinding your gears, buddy?
Yeah, everything's grinding my gears these days.
Yeah, fair. Actually, that's
fine. I drive an automatic, so it's all good.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. But being productive is good. I don't know. I'm kind of like semi-productive at the moment, but it's just like I don't know. It's oh, you know, we get to the halfway point of the year, and you're just like, oh man, where the fuck did the time go? Keo, how about you, mate?
Some people have got some games done by now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Imagine that.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Oh. No, work's just been really busy, so I'm kind of the whole weekend. I've just been, you know, just a little pooped. Just need a bit of a rest. Give the muscles some TLC. So.
For sure. No.
Yeah.
Good. Take care of yourself. It's important. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, guys. All right. Let's move on to our first question.
We don't care.
Yeah. No. Good.
Honestly.
Good. Yeah. Fucking good.
This. You guys seen the video? Just like, yeah, if I had a problem, then you guys would support me, right?
Yeah. I love that video. It's so funny. It's just everyone will just be like, "Fuck no. Fuck you."
Fuck no. I would be standing at your funeral knowing that I could have done something to prevent this.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that video is so funny.
That's the vibe that we go for on this fucking podcast.
Okay,
no, but seriously, if you have a problem, do speak out.
Yeah, not to us, but someone else. We're no help at all. So, completely off topic. That's how this podcast goes sometimes. I got dinner tonight, and I got Wendy's for the first time in like forever, because like Wendy's is usually not great over here. But they had a deal. Yes, Cameron? Wendy's nuts?
Sorry, you need to elaborate. Wendy's ice cream or Wendy's like as the American burger chain?
American burger chain. Wendy's ice cream doesn't exist over here anymore, unfortunately. I believe they closed down. But I was a frequent... I was on a first-name basis with the guy who ran the Wendy's in high school, which really explains a lot about me. But they had a deal going where you got like free nuggets if you ordered a combo or whatever. And so I was going to share some with Alison. And so I was like, well, I'll just order a large, because I'm like, I guess we'll just share a large, right? Because she wants some fries. I'm like, cool. I had forgotten what a Wendy's large is. For our video listeners, this is the drink that showed up. This thing is the size of my head. What the fuck? Like,
They've got the courtesy of having like the space for the cup tray in the car, though.
Yes, yeah, 100%. Yes, it's tapered.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Which is crazy.
So, in theory, you're actually losing like a little bit of volume.
That's true.
Honestly.
That is true, actually.
So,
That's actually pretty considerate. It's almost like a health drink, nearly. The small is like the size of a large at any other place. Like this, I'd forgotten, because, again, I haven't ordered Wendy's in, like, years.
Nah. Look, I can accept not being able to finish, like, a drink like that, but I can never accept when a medium or large coffee is the size of a normal or a small.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like it's like, soft drinks are so cheap, and they just give you so much of it, which is fine, like, whatever. But the other direction of, like, like a large coffee, like, you order a coffee, and you're like, oh, no, this is a thimble. What is this?
Yeah. None of this boutique, bougie coffee. It doesn't taste any better in a little cup.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Are soft drinks really that cheap anymore?
I mean, like, depends.
It's still cheap, but, like, I'm definitely noticing it hitting my wallet a fair bit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, as someone who's, you know, I tried to move to, like, you know, like Japanese sweet teas and that kind of stuff. I try to buy them in bulk if I can, just because I'm like, it's just because this shit gets expensive really, really fast, and it's like the markup on it is so ridiculous. But anyway.
Yep. And I'm one of those stupid bubble tea, every day for your wife kind of thing. Yeah, kind of guy. And if she's getting one, then I'm getting one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you.
Of course, right?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think that's been the one blessing of finding out that I'm lactose intolerant, is that I have to really pick and choose if I'm going. Like, I'm like, okay, all the milk teas are out. Can't do any of those. I don't drink coffee all that much, so caffeine, like, is usually a consideration too. So I'm like, cool, I can't have anything with caffeine and nothing with milk. So I'm basically left with, like, do I want, like, a slushy? And, like, if it's cold, I'm like, I don't want a slushy. Okay, I'm probably good. I can save myself. It's also kept me out of ice cream and cheesecake. Again, two of my favorite things. So overall, I think it's been a net positive for me, but it is definitely a challenge.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I could use a little bit of a leash, right? So
that's fair. I understand that. It's like, you know, it can be helpful. It's what I imagine being vegetarian is like, and why people lose weight on that. Because it's not because, I'm on a health kick. It's like, no, it's just there's nothing you can eat that doesn't have meat in it. Like, fucking everything. Anyway, we do have a question here from Red Ninja Dan, who says, what video game franchises need to be retired/die? I responded, most of them, because I feel like so many of the franchises that we run within the video game sphere, and again, this is not a unique issue to video games, this is something across all media, is that they love existing IP and they love churning out sequels and prequels and spin-offs, which, again, part of the reason why we did the challenge for this month to be something that's unique. But I don't know, do you guys have anything that springs to mind?
Well, there's definitely stuff that couldn't exist these days. Like, you try running a Duke Nukem game these days and it's going to be like, well,
I mean, yeah, that franchise is basically dead, right?
They bring the character back every now and then. But I can't think of anything offhand that I would really. I'm gonna have to look into this a little bit.
I think there's more franchises that feel dead that I'd like to see make a comeback than game series that I.
That's not the question, Cameron.
That's the opposite.
That's not the question.
So I'm trying to twist it. You don't steal all the questions. Dan's got to give us another question next week. That might be the question for this one. So save your fucking answers.
Exactly. Save some.
There's stuff that comes to mind that I was like, Prince of Persia, for example. Really excited to play a new Prince of Persia.
I mean, to be fair, the Lost Crown did come out like a couple of years ago. Like, it was good.
Yeah, I need to get back to it. But I'm just saying, like, a proper 3D one.
Oh, sure, yeah, sure.
I played, like, before that. What was it? Sands Within Time? Is that what it's called?
Which one?
The Sands one, the 360 one.
Oh, yeah, the sort of
I'm blanking on the name.
Between one and the one that was between 1 and 2. Yeah, that one was alright.
The one that I enjoyed so much that I completely
can't remember the name of, or don't remember anything about, or
I remember it was fun. That's all I
mean, I can name the other I can name the other 3 games in that series, but I can't name that one. Forgotten Sands, I think it was called.
All right.
Ironically, I think it was called Forgotten Sands.
We want to talk about game series that should be dead.
Yes.
Let's focus on Xbox first party. Forza
Motorsport. You want the series to just die?
I I feel like they've done it for themselves, but
Well, that's kind of my point, right? Is I think that some franchises have just gone dormant or have completely fucked themselves in this kind of,
Yeah.
AAA development hellscape that we live in at the moment.
I think I have a semi-decent answer. And I think based on the new 4-player co-op looking game that's coming out for the series, it seems like it should die. And that would be the Serious Sam series.
Okay.
So every game kind of comes out broken a little bit and
Sure.
either does or doesn't get fixed properly. And
That's
then
more
whatever
of a
they're
fault.
trying with this new 4-player co-op thing is going to be, I don't know,
Probably pretty jank.
maybe it should just go to sleep a little bit. So,
To be fair, when was the last time they did a Serious Sam game? What, like 4 was what? That was a few years ago now.
well, what was that? What was that broken one? That
Devolver,
was,
though,
It's been a Devolver.
The-
Devolver publishes it at
that's-
least. I'm pretty sure Crow Team are the one who work on it.
well, Serious Sam 4 was the last one, but before that they had
I mean, they've had a lot of spin-offs and stuff. I mean, that's
Siberian Mayhem was a little bit broken, I think.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
Yeah, the Shadowverse, that's the new one. coming
Shadowverse is
out.
the one they're working on. Yeah.
So, well, they could bring it back. They could bring it back.
I've got a proper answer here, which will be very controversial.
I'm listening.
You talked about things that grind your gears
Yes.
before, right?
You talk about
Why not just get rid of fucking gears?
Gears of War? I mean, I feel like Gears of War is one of those series that, I mean, we talked about a bit about this before, but like, I'm really curious what E-Day is going to be like. Because I'm kind of with you in terms of Gears feels like a series that belongs in the past.
Yeah. I'm approaching this question from a what would these devs be freed up to do?
Sure.
And the Coalition seems like a highly capable team that should be working on other projects.
Well, they were
not
working on
just
other
Gears.
projects, right? That was what happened, and all those projects got cancelled. I think they had a couple other games in the works a few years back. I think this was during the acquisition, where the Activision acquisition, I think, if I remember correctly, and a bunch of stuff got cancelled at Coalition, and again, we've heard rumors for years about like a Marcus Phoenix collection trilogy thing or whatever the fuck, like. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on Gears though. It does feel weird to. I mean, like the Gears 5 kind of didn't do super great. Like people thought it was okay, but again, that was still quite a few years ago as well.
Yeah, I think that one can get a new life though. Like that could be one of the games that they could be done with, but they release on PlayStation new versions of them, which Xbox get as well.
Yeah.
Series is done, but there's new versions of them because it's on PlayStation, and then like it still has a life, but it's just not alive. So what do you call that? There's a word for that.
Like sunsetting?
I'm trying to think how to. Yeah. I'm trying to
Life
think how to word
support.
this right. Nintendo's always had its pillar IPs as their franchises, like Mario, Zelda,
Kirby, Metroid.
Yeah, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas in PlayStation doesn't really have the same kind of mascots that they did of like the PS1 generation.
Not anymore.
It's now your Spider-Man and God of War.
Yeah, they were doing much more. I mean, God of War is one that lasted a long time though. That was a series that came back from the dead. That was.
I mean, yeah, it got reinvented, but I'm just wondering. Well, our pillar series. Well, we're going to have Fable coming back.
Fable, Halo,
We're gonna have-
Gears, Forza. Like and that's all. Like basically this next year. It's a very Xbox throwback like year or two coming up.
Like they're leaning into the nostalgia, but it makes me wonder as a player. Like, do we really need another Halo game? Does Halo Studios like it's cringe that it's called Halo Studios? First of all,
I mean, like
not saying that I don't enjoy them, but
I mean, to be fair, they were called 343 Studios, named after a character in the game. The Coalition is named after the coalition, like the coalition of governments. COG,
I get, yeah.
Like, not that unusual.
But I'm just wondering, are these studios always? Is it going to be like, all right, well, now the Gears E-Day is done, we get Gears 6, we get Gears 7. At what point do we just go, all right, we need to work on new projects?
I think it all depends on how Gears of War E-Day does. I think like E-Day was a very intentional step to go, okay, people didn't really engage with, or people engaged with 4 a little bit, but people really didn't like 5 that much. It ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, sort of. Again, it ends with like an open for Gears 6. And then they were like, actually, you know what? We're going to go back to the characters people actually liked, Marcus and Dom. We're going to do a prequel, and we're just going to make it, again, as far as we know, we don't know much about the game yet, but that it's going to be a throwback to the kind of original Gears days. And I'm guessing that they're kind of trying to see if that works. Is the nostalgia play? Do millennials like us, middle-aged millennials like us, are they interested in those days of games that we played, 15, 20 years ago? I mean, I think maybe, yes. Like, I'm definitely interested in it from like a curiosity point of view, and obviously the original Gears of War is the game that got me into achievement hunting. And so obviously I have a bit of an interest there, but like, I don't know. But I also don't think that's going to have a huge wide audience, right? Like, I don't think, like, it's not going to sell 50 million units, right? Even if it does come to PlayStation. Like, this is not the kind of series.
Speaking of, niche games with wide audiences, am I wrong to say that Warhammer should just not usurp every genre?
We just have Warhammer everything.
I mean, they do have War. I mean, Warhammer's an interesting one too, right? Because they did kind of take it, like, Games Workshop were like, fuck it, anyone can make a Warhammer game. And so you had like the Gears of War style ones, like Inquisitor. You had the tactics ones with like Space Wolf. You've had,
there's a new side scroller coming.
Yeah, they had the fucking Boomer Shooter one. Like, I mean, again, and then this is only in the modern era. They've even done ones back in the past too. But, yeah, I mean, like, I like Warhammer, so I'm super down. I mean, was it like fucking Rogue Trader did really, really well apparently?
I mean, I'm still playing these things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, any of the co-op ones, we kind of jump on and just do whatever, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, I really enjoyed Space Marine. Space Marine 2 was excellent. So I get, like, that's a franchise I don't mind sticking around with. I'm glad they've gotten a little bit more picky, so we don't get like some trash just thrown out there every now and then. They're a little bit more deliberate around the games that they pick. I mean, the classic answer for this question, though, is like anything from Ubisoft, unfortunately. I think that, like, I remember when Far Cry 6 was coming out and, they had they got Esposito in there and he's like, they're going to try and do this big story thing and it's a big and even before then it was like, Far Cry 5, they're going to lean into like the Montana like militia stuff, and it's going to be a bit more grounded and serious. And then you got a fucking dog and a fucking bear called Cheeseburger that you can summon and all that kind of stupid shit. Like, and like, to be fair, like, don't get me wrong, I really enjoy the Far Cry games for the stupidness. Like, Far Cry 3 is one of my favorite like self-contained FPSs, single player FPSs ever. But by the time they got to 6, like, there's a reason why they haven't done one since then. And I think it's one of those series where Ubisoft just kind of were like, oh, fuck, we don't really know what we're doing. I don't know. It feels like a lot of, Yes, Cameron?
Yeah.
I have my proper answer now. Any sports-related series.
Yeah.
Get rid of your FIFAs. Get rid of them.
Yeah, get rid of your EA FC Cup or whatever the fuck they call it now.
Well, they get delisted every year, right?
That's true. They're taking care of that for us. But I get what you mean. Yeah, Island in the chat says, does Ubi ever know what they're doing? It's a fair point. I mean, like, Ubisoft do make good games. I'm really excited for Resynced, Assassin's Creed 4 Resynced. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And they definitely know how to make good games, but they're also responsible for so many bad trends in this industry in terms of like the open world.
Do we need another Just Dance?
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, we don't need another Just Dance. We don't really need another Assassin's Creed in that vein. Again, like, as much as I enjoy like Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood and like fantastic games, and playing them through the Ezio collection was great fun, they are also responsible for the open world slop genre. Like they're the ones who made that series and became the staple of basically what the 360 generation was, in terms of everything becoming an open world collectathon for no fucking reason. Hey Legacy, thanks for joining.
You know what? somebody should just kill Batman, right? So maybe we should just kill Batman. So
Batman suffered from that too,
Is it kicking a man when they're down if I say Bungie?
All right, well, I think we'll transition into that story. We'll just talk about it at the top of the show because I think it is
2 weeks in a row. Good transitions.
Yes,
guys.
actually, we get we're
we're getting better.
Sagging it up because
200 and whatever episodes in, and then we ruin it by pointing out we're transitioning.
Yes, really it is very poor, very poor form to point out draw attention to the sag, which is why I like to do it.
Are we transitioning to a good podcast 214 episodes in?
No, absolutely. I don't think there's any. I think it's more likely that Destiny 3 gets created than anything than that happens. Yeah. Cool. So the news came in that well, okay. There's the official story that we know, and then there's been some other behind the scenes stuff that we're hearing about. So the official story is that Destiny 2 is done. They've decided to basically end development on it. This comes after a lot of chatter around what's happening with that series, what's happening at Bungie in particular. Bungie's been under a lot of fire recently with Marathon doing well, but maybe not super well. I think it's got about 10,000 concurrents, which is not bad at all. But again, expensive game, expensive studio. Obviously, Sony paid a lot of money for Bungie. How much was that? $3.6 billion?
Yeah, wasn't it that? And that was including that was money set aside to retain talent as well.
Yes, sure. Yeah, they're paying out talent to make sure that they have contracts to keep them and all that sort of stuff. But and they sort of bought the Destiny franchises, bought Marathon, and the idea was that they had Marathon as an idea that something they were working on. Destiny 2 was kind of chugging along, had gone free to play, and naturally people thought that with the Final Shape, which was their last big expansion they did, their last major expansion, that they had something planned for what the future of Destiny was going to look like. And the future of Destiny looked like some relatively not great Star Wars crossover thing they did and a couple of other bits and pieces. And then the news that they were moving to a more smaller seasonal model. And now the news that they've decided that, no, they're not ramping it down. They're not kind of like looking to move on to new projects. Destiny 2 is just done in terms of development. They've got one update left, and that's it.
They've got the update on June 9th, which from when I was watching some other news channels, it pretty much seems like it's a laundry list of features, like good quality of life features that people have been asking for a while.
Yeah.
Imagine if they brought back the old game content.
Well, I was just going to,
Well, they brought back the old director's screen in that. There's some like really good quality of life changes in that it seems like they will just had like a roadmap planned out into the future of drip feeding this content.
Yeah.
Just to keep people engaged.
But it sounds like, because it's basically done. The active development is ending on that game. And, this is a live service game. It lives and dies by its new content and its updates. And yeah, to your point, Keo, it's the fact that they vaulted all that other old stuff and that, there was thinking that maybe they'll get back to moving that onto the new system and bring that back and all that kind of stuff. Like, that stuff's gone and it's never going to come back. And so Destiny 2 is basically on life support. And they've said that they're going to keep the servers up for this indefinitely, which, indefinitely means who knows how long. But I mean, clearly they'll have a skeleton crew keeping it maintained, but what the fuck else are they going to do at Bungie? Island in the chat says, to see the end of Destiny 2 is sad, but needed to be done. Did it though? I mean, that's the question. I mean, I'll ask you guys, like, Keo, let's go to you first. Like, what do you think about like this sort of ending? Do you think was it an inevitability? Is it something that needed to be done?
Yeah, well, I think they kind of hit what they needed to hit with the story, right? I think they kind of got to the end of that
with
anyway.
Like Final Shape, yeah.
And they just didn't really have a place to go with that, I think. So, I mean, I haven't seen the end of the last couple expansions, but like, it's fine. I mean, they had a 10-year plan, right? It was always a 10-year plan.
Well, the first game had the 10-year plan, and then they kind of fucked that up and went to Destiny 2. But they basically kind of got
Destiny 2, but
yeah.
And then so basically that's extended out, and it's basically it's 9 or 10 years now for Destiny 2.
Pretty close, yeah.
Nearly. It was 2013. That was the original game, wasn't
original
it?
one.
2014. September 2014 was the original. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, they've basically hit their 10-year plan for the whole Destiny thing anyway. So
Bless you.
can't expect more than that, really.
Yeah, 9th
so,
of September 2020. Sorry, 2014, I should say.
When did Destiny 2 come out, Cameron? If you
2017.
yeah,
off the top of my
2017. So you're pretty
head.
close. 9 years.
October? No, September. Yeah, so 3 years after.
Yeah, Cameron, what are your thoughts? I've got a few, but I want to hear from you first.
I don't know how to I am annoyed at Sony for fumbling Bungie so fucking much. I don't know about you guys, but I've never had any interest in Marathon.
No,
not really.
I think from like an aesthetic point of view, it looks really cool, but in terms of like extraction shooters are very much not my thing. Which I think they understood when they made that thing, right? Like it was always going to have a relatively niche audience. But anyway, I'll come back to that. But yes, you were saying
the original 1K of me getting Destiny 1 done was like one of, if not one of my most proud completions at that point in time. Destiny 2, ever since its release, I didn't think it had the same vibes as Destiny 1.
Sure.
Even though I think Destiny 1's story was severely lacking. But Destiny 2 just kind of turned into that game that just felt like it was just one more DLC, one more extra thing you needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my gaming habits swapped from being a live service player back in the 2010s to no, I just want to get it done. If they bring out a cool DLC and do a interesting mechanic and all that, I'll jump on it. But a lot of the DLC stuff felt very...
You didn't want to get on the live service treadmill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of those games, like, they're never feature complete if they keep going right. Destiny 1, feature complete. It's not going anywhere. It's the same.
True.
Unless they shut it down right. It's fundamentally connected, but server-wise, to Destiny 2 anyway. So if one goes down, the other one's going to go down. But most likely.
That's the real question. Like, how long are these two games going to... Like, they would still be generating, sales.
Somewhat.
But how long is that going to be sustainable?
I mean, the game's free to play, right? So it has to be only in microtransactions. And if the player base is dwindling, which it has been, like, how long is it? How long is it worth keeping it up and running for? It's a good question.
Yeah, well, I see more value in a feature complete game than a ongoing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thing. So if it just
I don't know why I like the fact that they're bringing the director back so much. It's one of my favorite things of Destiny 1, just being very clear menu to navigate. Got to love some really good solid UI.
Yeah, which to be fair, like Destiny has kind of struggled with in the past. But I think
sometimes I just open the menus and it's just way too much to wrap my head around.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people have talked about how the onboarding experience for that game in particular is just kind of not very good. It's been and this was even before they started vaulting the old content, which you now can no longer play. Like, even if this game will now never be feature complete because they've taken away content from it, which is crazy to think about. Destiny is one of those series that I feel like should be right up my alley in terms of, like, I really like Halo. It's a popular game.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd have a really good time playing it, and it'd be a good co-op experience. But I've never found the on-ramp, It's never, like, I've always, like, missed out on it, or it's never quite been the right timing for it. And now it's like, it's gone, basically.
Yeah. But imagine this. What if they did hit that feature complete button and then did bring that content back, and then it was just passive income?
They won't, though.
But they can't. I think it's the thing. It's not even... Yeah, but
they actually can't. It's gone. It's gone. But
I'm with you. I get what you mean. Yeah, like, if it was feature complete, I might consider jumping on it, and maybe, it's like, oh, cool, this is... before they announce a shutdown date for it, so I can actually get all the shit done for it and maybe have a cool experience with it. But, yeah, I don't know.
Then we get into the discussion of game preservation and all that. Just the fact that you can't play a feature... you could fall in love with this game and go, all right, well, I want to see every single bit there is, and you've just got no way of experiencing that now.
Yeah. What if they would just try to dot their I's and cross their T's before Stop Killing Games gets a foothold?
Yeah, there's been some rumors around stuff. I think that's probably a bit of a conspiracy theory, but I get what you mean, though. There have been some chats around that, around a lot of stuff getting announced and be closing down. Yeah, I'm.
You haven't said much, Matt. Is there anything else you've got there?
I think that yeah, I would like to have played this. It is a real bummer that this is happening. It did feel like they just didn't have a plan for what to do after the final shape. And I think a lot of reviewers were talking about kind of like what's the next step, because this was the final shape was obviously the kind of arc wrap up. And it just seems to me like if they're putting all of their eggs in the basket of Marathon, that just sounds like a bad fucking idea. Like, I don't think it matters. Like, again, like whether Marathon is successful or not, or whether it's a good game or not. I think most people think it's a good game. I think it's been relatively successful, but it's an extraction shooter is never going to have the same reach that a live service that you've been running for nearly 10 years will have. You know, I don't feel like, how many people do you think are going to jump over from that game to Marathon if Marathon becomes the thing that Bungie works on? Because I guess the other part of the story is, and this is where we get into a bit of the rumor mill stuff, but according to Jason Schreier, there is no Destiny 3 in the works. This isn't like Destiny 1 or, you know, and like, you know, we've seen this with MMOs before. Final Fantasy 11 moved on to 14 eventually, and I'm sure they'll move on from 14 to something else in the future. If fucking EverQuest moved on to other ones, like Guild Wars moved on to other games. Hell, even like WoW did WoW Classic for those who wanted to play the old school version of those games. Like, it's just interesting to me that like it would make a lot of sense, at least in my mind, and obviously we don't know the numbers and the financials behind this, that it's like, cool, we're winding down Destiny 2. The final shape was our last big expansion. We've done a couple of seasonal things. We'll keep doing a couple updates here and there. Time to spin up a new game on an updated engine that doesn't have all the tech debt of the last 10 years. We can time it with the next console launch or some shit. Like, it feels like a no-brainer to have something going, to at least have something in the works for Destiny 3. But the talk is that the main reason they're not doing it is because it's just too expensive. It would need apparently around $50 million just to start it. And given that Sony already paid $3.6 billion for Bungie, and then to go on and you know, like, I don't know if we talked about it for the last few weeks, but they've been marking them down in terms of like the value of that purchase on their financials. Down, I think they lost about like $2 billion on that sale. They reckon in terms of the value of what Bungie's actual value on a balance sheet looks like. Like, they potentially lost $2 billion in value on that deal, and obviously they bought Bungie for that amount, not just because they had Destiny, right, and the Marathon franchise, but because they wanted the big live service push. They wanted Bungie to come in and be the people who help them with their live service stuff, to help train those teams, to turn them into live service game makers for, like, at Naughty Dog and the fucking 12 live service games or whatever the fuck it was that, I think Jim Ryan was trying to push all those years ago. And it just feels like all of that got cancelled. They don't have a Destiny 3 going. They're not going to move all these people to Marathon. They apparently have a couple of other small spin-off stuff going, but no major development, which means they're going to lay most of that team off. Bungie is in cost-cutting mode. They're just going to lay off, I would probably say, at least half of that team. I think it's inevitable because they've got nothing for them to work on, and so they need to save up based on all the fucking money they spent on the studio that I'm not going to say didn't go anywhere, because obviously, you know, Destiny was still a massively successful franchise and did very well for them, and Marathon is doing well in its own regard, but not $3.6 billion well. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's just, to me, it's just a real shame, because it just feels like I get that spending $50 million on Destiny 3 is pretty hard in these tough financial times. But like, it's just crazy to me that, like, even in the rumor mill, that they were like, no, it's just not happening. Like, not a small team, not a small startup, none of that. It's just like, no, we're just not doing it. It's not worth it.
I just don't see a path forward where Bungie just doesn't end up being like a support studio for other Sony properties.
Unfortunately, yeah, I think so.
Like, if they exist at all, that's the other question too.
They are what the coalition should be for Xbox.
Well, I mean,
they should be. I think
like
they should be. They should
this
be.
Is you mean in terms of supporting the other,
like the skills that they wanted, that they pull from, are kind of that same vein.
That's
effectively.
That's the other aspect of this too, though, It's the fact that Sony acquired Bungie for their live service property, like for their expertise in that.
Yeah.
They fumbled that this generation. And now we've gotten back to a point where, they've said that they're not going to do any PC ports of first-party titles now.
Yeah.
As well, like, Sony's whole strategy has changed ever since Jim Ryan left.
Yeah, exactly. And I think part of that is... Yeah, like obviously they said they're not doing their first party stuff, or at least they're saying that it's not going to be a priority for them. So it does sound like they're gonna do maybe some multiplayer stuff still on there. So when fair games come out or whatever that is, I'm sure that'll be on PC because the live service multiplayer model stuff makes sense to be on PC, but you just won't be seeing Wolverine or
for player numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't see like. Obviously we've had stuff like Helldivers 2, which was a massive success, but I don't think you would need a studio like Bungie helping support a strong multiplayer title. It's going to come down to whether the game's actually fun or not.
Yeah, sure, but I think there's a piece there around Sony doesn't have a strong first-party multiplayer live service game to boost their coffers and to keep running, right? Like that's what Destiny 2 was. Yeah. Like even Helldivers 2 being a success, like they don't own that game, right? Like that's a publishing deal they have with Arrowhead, and even Arrowhead were like, yeah, we'll probably put things on other platforms. I mean, they did. They put it on Xbox as well recently, right?
Yeah.
And so I can understand the push to go, yeah, we need one of those. This is the same as when we did the Battle Royale thing, where it was like everyone had to have a Battle Royale game, everyone had to have a MOBA, and you saw so many failed attempts where EA tried it with this. Ubisoft tries it with this. This is their thing where they want to try and get their big money. They want their next Fortnite Battle Royale. I mean, those are like EA got with Apex Legends, and they were very lucky to get that because it feels like that Respawn are the only studio over there actually making games. But in terms of like another live service game, like Sony first party has never really had one of those because they've always been in that first party narrative based high value premiere. Santa Monica, $300 million to make kind of game with your Gears, so your God of War and Spider-Man. Like, I mean, like Insomniac obviously are probably, like, it's funny because like Insomniac are like the polar opposite of that kind of purchase because obviously they got acquired by Sony. Like that's probably the best value for money purchase that Sony ever did in terms of like that studio just puts out banger after banger after banger. But to have like Sony's expertise again, like I think to your point, Cameron, like what would Bungie even, what studios would they even support at this stage? Considering the live service thing is basically done.
I don't know.
Like all of those studios, most of those studios got shut down. The porting studio, like Bluepoint, got shut down. I can't remember what the other Nixies, I think it is the other studio that their porting studio. Like, fuck, I don't know how that's going to go for them because if they're not porting stuff to PC, I mean, maybe it's the like porting to next gen and porting to handheld and that kind of stuff, maybe, but still. Being
as realistic about as possible, I don't think Bungie lasts past 2025 unless Marathon does, bounces back and does extremely well, but I just don't see that happening.
Just as long as they keep the guy that creates the UI, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, the Destiny UI infected pretty much every game around it right now. Everything has a cursor. Even fucking Assassin's Creed had it. Yeah. It's really unfortunate because I feel like Destiny 3 was the next logical step for that business. And sure, it would take a while to develop and it wouldn't make all of the money in the world, but yeah, it just, I don't know.
I don't say how Destiny 3 would improve on Destiny 2 either. So,
I mean, to be fair, like I think a big part of that is like, yeah, sure. Like I guess if there isn't an idea for it and not a reason to do it, then I understand. But it does feel like Destiny 2 was kind of hampered in a lot of ways by its ties to 9-year-old technology. Like it's a thing that was It just felt like a game that had kind of gone a bit long in the tooth, and it made sense to do a bit of a hard cut after the final shape to go, okay, cool. That story is done. That tech is done. We can actually start building something on new tech on, whatever we're going to use and use that for the next 5 to 10 years. But is what it is. Yeah, I definitely we'll have a look at see what's happening at Bungie and how long they're actually around for if they don't have a project to work on, and if Marathon can really has the staying power. Are we still going to be talking about it this time next year? Because like it seems like it's doing pretty well, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. But also, I'm not in those spaces, and I'm obviously not a PlayStation gamer. But it's multiplat, so I guess we'll see. All right.
We'll have to wait and see.
On the ridiculous side, from a fan poll, Microsoft's new gaming boss, Asher Sharma, has rebranded Xbox as Xbox.
Didn't we talk about this last time?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, I just think it's ridiculous. I just think it's hilarious.
We just talk about how many people are talking about it.
But I think as part of that, they've been doing this whole voice thing, which has been, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this idea of like people going and voting on the things they want the most. I mean, and the number one thing there is exclusives, and I just feel like, I don't know.
I'm just waiting for them to add, to shape the new console as the Simpsons car.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah. Nothing but user design. 100%. 100%. I mean, I put this in here because I wanted to talk a little bit about like, we're a few weeks into the whole Asher Sharma thing. It sounds like she's trying to do a lot. She's been engaging with the community a lot. Do we think anything is actually going to change?
I think we're getting enough small things that it's kind of like, yes, feels like change, but not really, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
There was some leadership hires though that I don't think we put in.
Oh, actually, yes, I didn't.
Yeah, that is the big thing.
4 days ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 important figures to help steer the Xbox console brand in the future: Matthew Ball and Scott Van Vliet. And Ball wrote the 2022 bestseller, The Metaverse, and previously worked at Amazon Studios. He's currently CEO of Epilium, I think that's pronounced, a firm that provides investment and strategic advisory services in addition to producing television, films, and video games. And then the other one led engineering for Microsoft Teams during the COVID-19 pandemic and worked on Azure OpenAI, but has also worked across Amazon services and was VP of Digital Play at Mattel.
Yeah.
So, a few interesting hires.
Cameron says hi.
Hi.
That's my wife, everybody, watching the stream.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like we don't really know much about it. Like, there's just, again, some new hires, but again, more stuff from across the AI space, metaverse stuff. Like, really curious to see what happens to all these. I mean, Asher Sharma said these changes are about strengthening our foundation by creating more clarity and improving execution. As we head towards the showcase and beyond, we'll continue making the changes we needed to position Xbox for the future.
So this is probably a good time to just go through a checklist of stuff that she has done and just talk about our feelings about it.
Mm-hmm.
Reframing Xbox to be about consoles again.
Okay. Well, I want to say these are things she's said, not necessarily.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's still messaging, right?
Messaging, yes. This is messaging, but
like,
sure.
You can't accept. You can't judge somebody for being in the job for like what, 2 months and just
100%. She wasn't going to rebuild it from the ground up. Yeah, for sure.
But the focus on Xbox being about consoles, talking about Project Helix. Shutting down that this is an Xbox campaign, shifting attention back. Kind of like, I guess, making, what's the right word for it?
Making Xbox great again?
No,
not making Xbox great.
Nearly did it myself.
I could tell.
No, just reframing it though, that like there's more emphasis on consoles rather than cloud gaming.
Yeah, but I mean,
your mobile's the console, etc.
I mean, yeah, because they're going to try and sell us a new console. You know, they've got Project Helix in the works. They might even talk about it at the showcase next month.
But if Sarah and Phil were still around, do we think it would have still been this is an Xbox campaign
Probably.
ongoing?
Probably, yeah, because I think they realize. I think that there's a thinking that, well, again, we don't know. This is all rumor stuff, but if that Xbox is too expensive for people to buy, if Project Helix is north of $1,000 US, which it sounds like it might be, and people can't afford to buy it because of the chip shortages, then the only alternative is to try and push people into the ecosystem by getting on cloud and other ways to play.
Yeah. Which, I mean, yeah.
We don't know. We don't know, but I think that was the thinking behind the strategy. It seemed,
Yeah.
and Xbox are not going to take a loss on the new Xbox for sure. There's no way they don't do that
No,
anymore.
of course not. I mean, with consoles been getting more expensive now for like what, the last 4 years?
Basically, yeah.
Does that sound right? Yeah.
I mean, it's really taken off in the last
Pass,
2 years, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's gone ridiculous.
Like this generation has gone from fucking Bitcoin mining to COVID, from COVID, Bitcoin mining, and then fucking chip shortages for AI. So like it's been rough times. And anyone anyone that needs a semiconductor or RAM. But
yeah. I wanted to just breeze through these and just get general thoughts. Game Pass getting cheaper. I think that's a net win.
Yeah, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we need COD
in Game Pass
increasing. Not that we don't need COD in Game Pass, but I don't think we need such a. I get Game Pass for variety. I don't get Game Pass to just play AAA titles, for example.
Sure.
There is the argument that you can make that people will get it for day one, Xbox titles, but I mean, they eventually get cheap enough anyway. Game Pass to me has always been about indie variety being the major selling point.
For me, yeah, I agree, but I also have been playing the biggest first-party launch that they've done in a while all of this week, so...
Yeah, this is also true. But I mean, like, 2 different reasons to get Game Pass, still
sure.
Positive. We don't need... Well, this is the question then. If Forza Horizon 6 wasn't in Game Pass, how much do you think it would decrease the value, the price of Game Pass? Like, do we need more tiers? Do we need?
I don't think so. I mean, considering what it's sold, like it's made so much. Like that game is crazy successful. I think it's one of the games where the Game Pass number just hasn't bitten into it at all.
Yeah.
But I think like from my perspective, I wouldn't have played it if it wasn't on Game Pass.
Yeah. I kind of wish there was like a indie level for Game Pass.
It does sound like they might be moving in that direction, but
yeah. All right. Past Game Pass. We are Xbox, so their internal messaging, them ditching not just internal, I should say, but them ditching the Microsoft gaming identity, having the @Xbox email addresses for the first time in their history, like small changes like that. The new logo.
Yep.
I think that stuff doesn't really move the needle, but Microsoft Gaming just has this kind of ick to it as well. But I'm pretty indifferent about that stuff. And you guys got any thoughts on that?
No, I think that like the majority of it is just kind of like window dressing, and I think it's fine, but I just don't. It's all going to come down to what this next console looks like. I'm very curious to see. Asha Sharma just posted like a little behind the scenes image of her recording the showcase bit, the little clapboard and everything around like them doing that at the moment. So they've just wrapped it up and they're gonna edit it together and have it ready for Summer Games Fest. But I can't pass judgment on any of this because I feel like whatever they show at that showcase is really going to set the tone for the next couple of years until the next console comes out. So I guess we'll see.
Forget about that showcase.
Yeah.
Forget about the showcase. We just realized we got 2 3-day weekends in a row. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Moving away from unpopular AI experiments. Yeah, keep AI away from my games if you can.
Yes, please.
I think we have made our thoughts.
Yeah.
Well known.
Well, like we said the other week, like Copilot's gone. Like That's all.
Yeah.
It's all done. But yeah, I guess we'll see. So when is the Summer Games Fest stuff? Is what, a couple weeks away, I think.
June 8th is usually starts around King's
birthday
holiday. Yeah.
King's birthday is what, next weekend, I think.
June 8th.
Yeah. Okay.
So I imagine they have their showcase 3 a.m. that morning, like they usually do.
Gotcha. Yeah, we have King's birthday the weekend before. So anyway, I'll quickly go through the rest of these stories here.
Cool.
Annapurna has talked about Mixtape, the most controversial release of this year, apparently. Holy shit. They've basically come out and said that there's no risk of it being delisted for the licensed music, which is great. Because I know that was a bit of a concern with people being like, how long does this game stick around with all that? Apparently, they managed to get licenses for basically in perpetuity. So as long as the game exists, they're allowed to sell it, which is fantastic.
That what happens.
You know what?
When you pick games,
makes it game of the year.
Songs that people don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely game of the year. Yeah, for sure, 100%, of course.
This went from a 2 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 in perpetuity.
100%. But no, it is really cool that they've managed to get that. And yeah, I think to your point, Cameron, like they definitely picked like more obscure songs. I mean, like I've got maybe like 4 or 5 of them of the 25 soundtrack on my my personal playlist, and I have a relatively eclectic mix. So
I can't wait for them to do like a behind the scenes and like that process, because it's like, how can we get the most well-known artists for the cheapest price ever and still,
yeah, for sure,
combine this into a story?
I would definitely recommend watching the interview that Beethoven and Dinosaur did with the Friends Per Second podcast. Yeah, they did a really interesting interview around kind of a little bit around the behind the scenes of that process, and reaching out to those, and like how they like it very much started with an awesome playlist, and then went from there. So I think that's really, really cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed Mixtape, but I won't rehash that. And then the other news here is PlayStation Boss says that single player games won't be coming to PC going forward. We kind of talked about that a little bit already. Do we have any kind of thoughts about that in terms of like, do we think it's a good idea? Are we kind of bummed out by this? I mean, obviously, we've talked about how it kind of sucks as Xbox players that we kind of miss out on a lot of this stuff.
Skill Up had a very good take of timed exclusivity.
Sure.
Like, do your launch on PlayStation, then 2 to 3 years later, do your release on PC. And then you get to have your cake and eat it too. Like, you get those initial sales from those people that can't wait, and then you pick up on that secondary audience that you might not have otherwise gotten.
You can put the seed in. Yeah. Go for it.
I was going to say, just making it exclusive to PlayStation now, I think is terrible given the cost of living crisis. And, if people don't have a PlayStation, the price is just going to be too high. Whereas if you got a PC that can do it already.
Yeah.
That's just my take.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a measured, fair take to have. Kier, what are your thoughts?
Well, if people are waiting on DDR5 RAM to get cheaper, then do they really have PCs?
There is the other point too, right? Like that rising tide really fucks over all the boats. Like it's just like whether you have a PC or a console, like they're all getting more expensive.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and it was actually a customer, and it's a really good chat. But basically, like now, if they go hard no, and PC gamers have had a taste now. They know what it's like to have a PlayStation game. That could drag people back to the console market.
Well, that's the idea, right? That was their plan, was to have thank you, Admiral, for subscribing. 37 months, mate. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think 100% right. Like that was their stated strategy was, we'll put God of War on here, and people will play God of War and get excited and they go, oh, I really want to play the sequel, but the sequel's not coming to the PC for another like 3 years or whatever. Fuck, I might as well just go buy a PlayStation and play it right now. Mm-hmm. Like that was their stated goal. But clearly not that successful because they're not doing it anymore. And apparently there's some of the other games, like their initial games, like Spider-Man and stuff, sold really well, but apparently Spider-Man 2 and some of the other more recent ones just didn't do that much in terms of sales on Steam. Plus, they lose the 30% anytime someone buys the game on Steam.
Yeah.
And they got to spend the money porting it and the time that they could be using somewhere else. And they have a new console they're going to want to sell as with exclusives. Yeah, I can understand from that perspective why you might want to pull things away from that experiment. It's a real shame that it didn't work out because I think as a consumer, I want all games to be everywhere so we can all enjoy them and get those experiences. But
the only path forward is releasing them on Xbox now. Clearly,
yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, if they were still on PC, they would be on the next Xbox. So
yeah, well, I mean, Nintendo survived well enough with all of their stuff, right? So
true.
I mean, that's a good point too. Is this a calculated decision? Well, all right, I was going to end up on Xbox eventually. Let's just cut that idea down at the legs.
I think Xbox is such a non-entity when it comes to competition these days. yeah, exactly. Like it's a negative threat in terms of like sales and taking that market share. That I'm sure they don't give a fuck. I think it's more about the cost of doing business and the fact that it's just like it's clearly it's not matching their stated goal of trying to bring people over to the PlayStation ecosystem. And again, I think it's crazy.
They learned their lesson with Level 5 taking the PC rights for Death Stranding. That initial version that they got out onto... Well, I mean, they had the port for the PC version, I believe, because that's who published it on the Windows Store. Oh. And it just kind of got out there and just became this extra entity, I guess. And then now we've got the new version of it. So the other version's been delisted completely, but
also like Kojima Studios, like they're not a first party developer, right? Like there was a publishing deal they had. I mean,
but it's the exclusivity rights that that Sony had, like kind of with that game, kind of fell wayward, and
it's on Xbox now.
Trying to make a contract for Death Stranding 2 to come to exclusively to PlayStation is if you open up a PC version and you open up an Xbox version, and then
potentially. I mean, I'm with you. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a shame. Like there are a select few games on PlayStation that I would really like to play. I mean, I think maybe also there's an aspect of there haven't really been a lot of first party PlayStation games this generation that were like PS5 exclusive. If you think like a lot of that stuff came to PS4, and even then, it was what Ghost of Yotei, Spider-Man 2. And is that it?
Well, I mean, I feel like there's another.
You mean that's? I mean, they had Returnal, and now they've got
Saros. Yeah, Saros. Yeah, that did come out.
Saros.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Although apparently that's not doing super well anyway. It does feel like they've been a little bit light on the first party development for this generation, and part of that's because games take fucking forever to make, and I get it, but. Maybe we're not missing as much as we think we might be missing. Well, I guess we'll see. But I do think it's kind of unfortunate because there is stuff there that I would like to play, especially like older PlayStation stuff. There are rumors that apparently PlayStation are digging in their archives to find out some old franchises. I mean, the rumored one I think is Twisted Metal, that they're going to get another developer to make a Twisted Metal game.
That makes sense with the TV show, right? But, yeah, we'll bring back Jammy Lammy, is it?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Give me Barappa the Rapper. Give me what else?
What other
I wanted to bring back Killzone. I loved the first Killzone game.
Yeah, Killzone. I'd like a new Resistance game. Insomniac could do another one of those.
There's one game series that I really wish I'd played at one point. I need to eventually get around to it.
The old Halo and Gears killer. All right, I guess we'll see. I mean, I wonder how long also this sticks around for. I wonder do they walk this back? Does this mean that they just kind of don't talk about PC ports and maybe they do come out later? And who knows? The things change. Embracer everyone's favorite group of Saudi money takers, have decided that they're going to be splitting into two companies. I feel like they've already done this, right? Like they already did this, right? In terms of splitting out into.
Didn't they split into 3 companies?
Yeah, they split into 3 companies already, and then it's like because they had like Fellowship Entertainment, and because they were doing the whole thing with the Lord. Because again, I think part of this was the Lord of the Rings thing got cancelled.
Yeah.
There was an MMO because I think Amazon was working on the Lord of the Rings MMO. There was some other bits and pieces of things that got cancelled, but yeah. So Fellowship Entertainment is going to be their IP-led business. It's going to have again. I feel like they're doing the Ubisoft thing of putting our most successful franchises in one business and then all the trash in the other one. And so
the Fellowship one is the trash one, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
what? The new company will take over. Oh wait, no. Okay, I read this wrong. Yeah. The new company will take over the stewardship of the Lords of the Rings IP and game franchises such as Tomb Raider, Darksiders, Dead Island, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Metro, and Remnant.
Yeah, which
a series.
Those are the only ones that it's fair.
Yeah. But then the other one doesn't have. I don't mind Destroy Humans.
Yeah.
What else is there? Wreckfest is good. Hot Wheels Unleashed is good.
Good old Kingdoms of Amalur. That's the one I haven't thought about in a while. Yeah, and
did you play Re-Reckoning?
No, I need to actually.
I can't remember.
I bought it and never got around to playing it.
Gotta love that those sales were pretty goddamn cheap.
Tons of spelling mistake in this.
Telling you what, I'm not in any rush to play a Time Quest or an MX versus ATV game though.
Yeah, or Reanimal. I mean, Reanimal looks good, but it's definitely this smaller stuff that's less successful that they kind of just. I don't know. Highly decentralized with distinct strategies across its big business segments. It just kind of feels like, I don't know, like this kind of just feels like a safety net for them to go, yep, let's do the same thing that Ubisoft did with their, what do they call it, Ascendant Studios or some shit. I don't know. I mean, Embracer has been in a rough spot ever since the Saudis kind of pulled out of that big deal. And they were kind of closing people left and right. But
there's good, solid companies in here, though.
There definitely are. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got a new Metro coming. We've got two new Tomb Raider games coming, although Crystal Dynamics is in a bit of a rough spot. There was that Darksiders thing they kind of teased as well, like Darksiders 4. Dead Island, I don't think, again, are they working on a third one, maybe?
There was that teaser about Australia on the backpack.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And I guess the next story kind of ties in here as what's happening with the Lord of the Rings IP and with Kingdom Come Deliverance is that Warhorse Studios basically confirmed that they're working on 2 new projects. One of them is a new Kingdom Come Deliverance adventure or new Kingdom Come adventure of some kind, maybe a smaller title, we're not sure, and then an open world Middle Earth RPG, which. I mean, that is the dream pairing, right? I think in terms of if I was going to get anyone to make that game, that's the studio I would get to do it. I'm sure it's probably quite a ways away, considering Warhorse is not a huge studio. But
give them the Nemesis system. Do it.
Monolith are gone, so.
I swear, if we can't get the Nemesis system in games anymore because Monolith is gone, I'm gonna be so fucking annoyed.
I mean, it's just. I mean, to be fair, Warner Brothers are barely around, so who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I know.
But Kingdom Come Deliverance was probably a bit, it's a little bit too hardcore for the kind of stuff that the kind of games I want to play. I'm a bit more casual, but I do see the people absolutely love that game last year, and it got a lot of Game of the Year nods at least, even if it didn't win.
Yeah, I'm sure your stats will deteriorate quickly in the Lord of the Rings game if you don't have second breakfast, right? So.
Yes, actually true. Yeah. Well, I'd be I think the Lord of the Rings thing is something that I would just follow really carefully, even if it wasn't a game that I would want to play. Yeah. It's something I just want to understand because, it really does feel like the dream up pairing of going, who would I get to make a Lord of the Rings RPG? It's open world. Well, fucking, I wouldn't want Ubisoft doing it. I wouldn't want EA anywhere near it. But if I was going to pick someone, Warhorse Studio sounds like the best bet. All right, I think that's all the news I could find. Again, like not a huge week outside of the Destiny stuff. Most of it's kind of just things from the previous week and a bit left over. But yeah, let's get into Game Pass updates. Cameron, do you want to read through those?
Yep. So games that already come. We've got Dense Static Drive coming to Game Pass Premium. My Friend Peppa Pig coming to Game Pass Ultimate.
It's back.
It's back again. You couldn't get all your pig in? Well, now you can, or something. I don't know. Pigeon Simulator, Game Pass Premium, Remnant 2, absolutely goated game coming back to all tiers. Winter Burrow coming to Game Pass Premium. Do we know anybody that's played Winter Burrow?
I think we did. Yes, I think
I feel like it's come up. Yeah,
it's come up. I think maybe Char might have played a little bit of it. It's been on my playlist, but I'm not like. I heard it was okay, but not great.
Yeah, Lunar Abyss. I looked up the Steam page before. This looks sick.
Does look really sick. Yeah.
It's a 5.0 TA.
Yeah, wait for that to come out of it. Oh, Moonzob did Winter Burrow, by the way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Moonzob did? Okay.
Yeah, he finished it.
Echo Generation 2. Oh, sorry, skipped one. Escape Simulator coming tomorrow. Echo Generation 2 coming May 27th. The Outer Worlds Spacer Choices Edition coming May 27th.
Now,
Crash Out Crew.
That's a interesting one because there's been the stuff about the delisting of the original versions on certain platforms and things like that. Yep. Everything but PS4 and Xbox One.
Yes.
Apparently. So the Windows version is going to be affected in like 2 days from now.
Yeah.
I think of the original version. I don't know how that sits. I can't remember for the base game is obviously Xbox One on disc, right? But
yes,
the
it
DLC,
was originally. Yeah.
If you're worried about that, at least just get the DLC.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what else?
Keep going.
Crash Out Crew coming May 28th. Kabuto Park, which I know nothing about, coming May 28th. Final Fantasy VI coming June 2nd. And Jurassic World Evolution 3 coming June 2nd. Games that we have leaving are Against the Storm, Crypt Custodian, Metaphor ReFantasio, Persona 4 Golden, and Spray Paint Simulator. I wanted to get around to Against the Storm. Just hadn't had time.
No, that's fair. Patreon.com/Hall of Gamers if you want to help support the show. A huge thank you to Oldmate Clown, Cavalier07, Hack and Pone, Kung Fu Skills, Happy Moogles, Admiral Lawson, and Tolerator, Left for Legacy, Lee Howard, and Venom's AU. We literally could not afford to do the show without you guys. Thank you all so much. We really, really appreciate it. All right. Let's move on.
Yeah, we have the Bimestral Burden.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. So May and June we have one and done. So play games that are completely standalone, no prequels, sequels, or spin-offs. So get your games in, and you. I guess we're nearly halfway through that. So if you've got anything else you've got questions about before you submit games in there, then let us know and we'll question you.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of stuff that's been standalone, which is nice actually. It's nice to play new IP, even if it does mean that the studio probably got closed right afterwards.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's get into what we've been playing. I've been playing a lot. Again, I know I've been playing a lot over the last couple of weeks. I've been keeping the train rolling. I won't talk about everything I've been playing. I'll just talk about the most recent, some of the latest stuff. But I'll start with Mind's Eye. So Mind's Eye from Build a Rocket Boy?
Let me get my popcorn.
Yep, the game that claimed it had saboteurs against it and review bots bombing their title to make sure that it got a mixture of negative reviews on all the kinds of. This game sucks. This game's bad. The plot is nonsensical and stupid. The characters are unlikable. The gameplay is okay. It is a very standard cover-based shooter. You know what? If I was going to pick a game to compare it to, and this might be a bit of an unfair comparison, but it reminds me a lot of the Mafia series in that it's for some reason, set in an open world for no real reason, but is a almost completely linear mission-based game that just takes you drive from one location to another. you deal with some story elements, and then the plot just kind of happens, and then you do some cover-based shooting with a couple of abilities. It's like a 6 out of 10. Like, I mean, like, it's not aggressively bad. Like, I didn't have any trouble with it. You can play it on the lowest difficulty. Almost, I think, like 90% of the achievements are story related. There's like one for shooting like 100 enemies, 50 headshots, a couple of stun abilities. There's like one mission-based achievement where you need to do like a mission without getting hit. We'll do like a segment without like taking any damage. I got it on accident. So like it's a very, very straightforward game. It was on like a really big sale. I think it was like 70% off. I was like, whatever, fuck it. It's worth like $15. It was fine. Like it was like very inoffensive, but there was, because I think this is what like Leslie Benzies, like the one of the big guys at Rockstar, and this was going to be his next big thing, and they were turning it into like community content, and they had the whole thing with IO and the Hitman crossover stuff that then IO pulled out of, and the whole blackmail stuff and how they turned it into like a mission and stuff. It's fucking insane. Half the reason I bought this game is because I'm worried it was going to get delisted for defamation. Like, it's just fucking crazy. But the game itself, if you ask me, I'm almost tempted to do a spoiler cast on it in terms of like how fucking ridiculous this, like how off the wall, just like nonsensical this fucking story is. But anyway,
let's just spoil it right now. Let's go. Let's go.
No, some people might want to play it, and also I want people to get on the Patreon and pay us for the experience. So, we're gonna feature gate that. Kia, what's something you've been playing? Sorry, yes.
Sorry, before we move on, what was the Steam game that got delisted the 2 weeks after it was realized to be a scam?
I don't even remember. Doesn't that describe a lot of them?
No, the worst game of 2024, was it? I wanted to make a joke, and I can't even think of the fucking game.
All right, well, the thing about
just
comedy, Cameron, is it's all about timing.
We'll
just edit it in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fine.
Kia, what's something you've been playing, mate?
Well, actually, the main thing that I've been playing basically is Evil West, I think.
Hell yeah.
So that's been a bit of a co-op thing. It's like twice a week, effectively. On my days off, get together with my American buddy. He likes when I talk about him. And except he doesn't listen to the podcast, so
fuck him.
Whatever. So, exactly. But Evil West, I mean, this game, I like this game, and I like I do like the game. There's one big gripe I have about it, though. I don't care that the levels just get longer and longer as you go through, but 34 collectibles in one mission.
Yeah,
and
I'm with you.
Playing with somebody that wants to first time playing through the game get all of the collectibles in order. It's a bit grating. So it takes way too long to go through one mission if you're going and getting all the collectibles. And they're all right in front of you, right? So you go down a linear path and you go burn some twigs down and there's a thing behind it, and then you go off and there's 2 collectibles over here and stuff. That's the biggest problem I have with the game. Outside of that, yeah, I really like it. Solid game. Absolutely, like, for a AA game, I think that one was. Yeah,
I'd say so.
So, like, it's got some fantastic, like, quality behind it that you don't mind playing through the game. So if I played it organically, which is how I would have done it if I played it by myself, then yeah, it would have been fine. It's really not built for 2 players, though.
It does feel like it's kind of crammed in, yeah.
Because every time you have to go, you transition from one section, and I'm talking one small section, as in every single room. It's basically like a Resident Evil door, right? But you have to both be there for the first person to be able to do the animation across the chasm or whatever that he jumps over, and then you do the animation after it. But you have to be there with him to do that, and yeah, so you notice a lot of jank. Trying to shoehorn the co-op in there because just things glitch. With all of those, every single one of those transitions just are awkward. So, but But yeah, no, enjoying the game. So, when at the end of chapter 9, I think. I don't know how many chapters there are in the game, but we're most of the way through, I think now. So, yeah. But I do notice that there's a bit of a weird couple of side missions where you go off and you're just doing this other thing for somebody. No spoilers or anything, but and then you kind of come back to the main story and it was all for nothing or that kind of thing.
I only vaguely remember the plot of that game.
Yeah,
it was relatively generic. I mean,
yeah.
cowboys with vampires and that kind of stuff. It's kind of cool,
and I kind of feel like with the length of the levels, it would have made sense if it wasn't a progressive storyline, but it was actually like you being a vampire and you go to individual missions doing individual things, and then all of these huge levels might have been, like if there was a hub or something, you had a bunch of missions you could choose from, something like that, and they were all fleshed out. That would have been nice. But I do get, if they did a sequel, that might be a good way because the characters are established and all that kind of stuff. They're obviously trying to tell a story, right? So
I wouldn't be surprised if they did another one, right? It feels like the kind of game you could get a sequel out of.
Yeah. And I just love being a gangster vampire killer, just doing hub world stuff.
Yeah.
That'd work. So
Cameron,
Flying Wild Hog, are they under... No, they do it. Never mind. They do
are they
quite
just
a few. What game have I been playing?
Yeah.
I finished off Sworn to the help of Stubby and Keo.
Yep. I'm done with that now too. Did that today.
Cleaned up my boons.
Mm-hmm.
It is a good co-op game that overstayed its welcome.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than that, I've been playing Forza Horizon 6 and just more Forza.
I think it's excellent. I've been playing. Let me put it this way: I
It's
have
great.
4 or 5 achievements left in that game. I have been blitzing it. I put about 25 hours into it over the last week. Yeah.
It has flaws though. Like I definitely think the stories aren't. A lot of skill ups opinions on the game. I have the same belief. Like there's story elements in that the game could be doing, but it very much feels like it's just all AI driven. But it all comes down to the racing at the end of the day, and the racing is great. So gameplay above all else.
Yeah, the racing is good.
Mm-hmm. I like the environment a lot more than Mexico, to be honest. Again, Forza Horizon...
Mexico was too bland.
Forza Horizon 5 was the last one I played since the first game, so obviously it was a big jump, and I missed out on like Australia and Italy and all those other bits and pieces. So, but I'm loving the environments. I've gotten all the bonus boards. Like I had a really good fun driving around, getting the collectibles, and it's so Moorish. You're just driving around and it reveals a collectible. You're like, oh, piece of candy. Oh, piece of candy. Oh, speed trap. Oh, ramp. Oh, this, all that. And just like every time you just drive around stuff, you just find things all of the time. And it's so just like bite-sized stuff to just keep doing. Oh, there's a barn find. Oh, I got to do this, or I should do a drift zone or whatever. Yeah, I've got 5 achievements left. I just have the story stuff for the drift club because I'm not very good at drifting, so I need to go and do that. And the rest of it's going to be like very grindy things, like getting level 100, getting the series reward, getting to maximum promotion in a job. When they say maximum promotion in a job, I wonder if they're going to add more jobs as like part of the DLC, because they didn't specifically say this job, they just said a job. So
yeah,
really curious to see how they support that. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it as well. But I'm with you. I think the story side of things is pretty trash. The wristband stuff, I'm glad that it made a comeback, but also I don't really feel like it made any difference. Like the races don't really feel that different. The showcase events, again, there's only a couple of them, which is fine. They didn't need to overdo it. But I was kind of, the fact that you have like a silent protagonist, it's kind of a bit weird, and the characters are kind of just spouting shit they don't give a fuck about. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Going back to Flying Wild Hog, actually, I jumped onto their website, and it says, part of PlayOn, but actually has Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis in their wheelhouse, apparently.
Okay.
Which I didn't realize. Yeah. So that makes sense. Like it could very well be, along those lines of games, right? But
I guess so.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, PlayOn's part of Embracer, isn't it?
Well, it'd have to be if they're talking Tomb
yeah,
Raider and their
assume
Embracer
so,
stuff,
yeah.
right? So, yeah.
A quick one that I did was Call of the Elder Gods, which is the sequel to Call of the Sea. Just got added to Game Pass recently. It is, in that same vein, a first-person puzzler with like heavy Cthulhu-style Elder God influence stuff. No spoilers for the first game, but there is a toggle actually in there that asks you if you played the first game or not, and then adds or takes out story stuff based on that, which is kind of cool.
Interesting.
But yeah, the again, like I don't want to spoil anything because I think the first game is actually really, really good. But yeah, I had a great time with it. It's not super long. It is like same sort of length. Really like the art style. It definitely has a little bit of that like We Were Here kind of vibe, where it's like, you know, solving like very like first person puzzle solving, doing symbols but like single player obviously. But there are some elements where you switch between two different characters and you solve different puzzles at different times. Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It is like, again, like if you use a walkthrough, obviously you'll just smash through it and do it in like 4 hours or whatever. But yeah, definitely recommend it, especially if you enjoyed the first game. Kier, anything else from you?
Actually, I've only really been doing a lot of the stuff you guys are doing. Forza, Sworn, and then I also finished off Mixtape as well. So
What did you think by the end of it?
Yeah, so actually, I mean, the ending was like as mid as you could expect, like
Sure.
really like. But going back and playing through the level sections, there is a lot more, I guess, level there than you could really get if you're just doing the levels and you're missing all of the flashback stuff. It's actually pretty fun just going back through and doing some of that stuff. But yeah, I really did like the end with Yesterday's Hero though. Like the whole side-scrolling running bit.
Yeah,
I found that was really good, and I actually didn't mind like the few extra attempts you had to do to get it right, just because of the jank. That was, you know, 2 specific spots, 3 specific spots where it's like if you don't get it right, then it's not on you, it's on them, kind of thing. But you have to redo it anyway because But yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, the game isn't a great game, but the gameplay stuff, as a compilation of gameplay things, it's not bad. So, but yeah, still, you know, still great music though. So, yeah, doesn't deserve Game of the Year outside of perpetuity on the music, right? So, big win for the game industry if people really took that on board. That's what I think, because that's what I, you know, scream about probably more with, you know, the Forza games getting delisted and this and that, and just those things just need to exist for people to play, and they don't. So
yeah, licensing is a death knell for preservation and that sort of stuff for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So anything that helps that is a win. So yeah, but yeah, that's basically all I've got. So,
Cameron, anything else for you?
Lego 2K Drive, I did the online achievements just very briefly, which I'm probably going to jump straight into after Forza.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to stick with it and just work on that?
I pointed it out to you and Corey that you had 2 days before it shut down, and when I jumped in and did that, I actually was at the end of the tail end of your matches, and then I realized you were gone. But yeah.
So did you realize the other day when you jumped in that you were in my match?
It took about half a lap, and then I'm like, oh, hello, you're right in front of me.
Yeah.
So no, not straight away.
Like halfway through, I was like, wait, is it here?
Yeah. So, but yeah. I mean, it was just play 10 matches, though, right? So it was barely worth mentioning. But yeah. Great game though. Like, there's so much stuff in that game that, like, once again, something like that being delisted is crazy, because there's a lot of content there. Good tracks. It works really well. You could say that the way that the race handles is kind of a little bit like Forza as well. Anyway, like, you know, the flexibility of what's going on the tracks is really nice.
The Lego aspect helps with that too, right? They just kind of get a bit creative with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the whole changing from boat to car to, you know, all that kind of stuff is really fun. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know it has that like really fucking grindy achievement in it. It's like ridiculous amount. But yeah, I'd be curious to hear your guys' thoughts because I don't really know anyone who actually played the damn thing. But yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I have two more that I'll quickly
We
run
had
through.
Legacy was in the chat before, and he's completed it.
Oh, has he? Oh, okay, yeah. I'll have to get some.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they're closing it next year in terms of the online service. There's only like one online achievement though, so. Yeah, so I played two other things this week. I played Killer Frequency, which is one that I bought on sale a little while ago, which is a game I liked quite a bit. It's not groundbreaking by any means, but I think it's a fun kind of take. The idea is, the sort of concept is that you are a radio DJ, like a late night radio DJ in some podunk town of like 1,000 people. And the 911 dispatcher calls in and says, "Hey, the sheriff has been murdered. I need to go to the next," and the phone lines are down. "I need to drive over to the next town to get the police because there's a serial killer on the loose. I'm going to patch all of the 911 calls to you, and you need to help these people survive the night." While also doing your radio DJs of, again, it's like set like in the 80s. It's like of putting cassettes in for local ads for some guy's dojo, or some shitty political candidate, or some local restaurant with some really terrible ads, while also playing like vinyl records and like doing all your like radio stuff, while also trying to help these people survive by giving them the right options. Or they'll say, "Hey, I'm stuck in this maze. I'm stuck in the amazing maze of maze. I need you to help me get out of this. I'll tell you what's around me, but the serial killer is chasing me. You need to give me directions." And so you're like looking at this thing, being like, "Okay, he sees this. I need to make sure he goes this way, then this way, then this way to get out." And again, it's not like overly complex. It definitely has the like, again, the we were here vibe, but instead of, like in the first game where it's like one person was in the room doing the like giving you the clues and the other person was doing the puzzles, it's kind of like that. It's like if you had someone else running the map or doing the harder part of the puzzle and you're trying to give them the right instructions. There's also an achievement for just fucking up the entire time and just having them all die. That was fun to do. And the nice thing is that every time they die, you can make a really, really horrible quip, like a radio joke about them. Or like one of them was like, one was waiting for his girlfriend and he just gets butchered. And you make a joke about how love, makes you fall to pieces. Like it's bad. But I really enjoyed it. The annoying thing is it's got a speedrun achievement, which I'm like, I really did not like, because it's the kind of thing I'd like to have taken my time a bit more with. But you can get the game done in like, again, it's a 4-hour speed run. You can get it done in like 3.5 hours. The first playthrough, second playthrough, just as quick. So it's like a 6 to 8 hour game. But I think it was like a unique enough concept. Again, like you spend the entire time in the radio station. Like you occasionally leave the booth to go and like look for clues in the rest of the office, or you had to find like a pizza box or whatever to find like a phone number and stuff. So yeah, I think it's a really creative, interesting kind of game. That I would definitely recommend. But again, like nothing groundbreaking, but like a small, interesting indie title for sure.
Another Team 17 game, huh?
Yeah, they published it. Yeah, for sure. And then the last one I played was Crypt Custodian, which is the one that's leaving Game Pass. Been putting this one off for a little while, but I figured now was the time. I like this one quite a bit. It is a top-down, it's like almost like Legend of Zelda style open world Metroidvania. So you kind of go from like room to, think of the entire, like you basically are a cat that has died. You end up in the afterlife, and you're, you go up to be judged by their version of St. Peter. And they go, "Oh, look, you're a really good cat. You had a nice life. We're definitely going to send you to the nice place." But the thing is, before that, you found a broom and started smashing all of the, in the same way you do in video games, smashing all the statues and everything. And the game's like, "Wait a minute. You just fucking destroyed my entire palace. You're definitely going to hell." And so you basically get put on cleaning duty for the outside of heaven. And so you basically go through there and like meet all the other spirits and make friends with them and have like this sort of, boss fight stuff top down. Again, it is very like Link to the Past, Legend of Zelda top down kind of game. It's got nice assist mode to it, so you can make it a lot easier. You get like upgrades and currency and stuff. It's fun. Again, like I think I got through I got 100% on the main part of the game in like 7 hours. And that's without a guide because you don't really need one. You can buy upgrades to like show you where you're missing collectibles and stuff. But yeah, I liked it. I think it's maybe the map is maybe a bit too intertwined in terms of like there's maybe too many entrances and exits, whereas like maybe it doesn't really need all that. But I'd say give it a shot. It's a really, really straightforward completion. The only challenging part is that they have a like challenge mode for bosses afterwards, where you need to like fight the bosses on the high, or like go back and fight the bosses and beat them and get a certain rank. So beat them really fast and don't take any damage. But you can there's a solution for that achievement that allows you to basically cheese the entire thing by changing the difficulty right when you kill the boss and doing some stuff with the assist mode to help you, and also like getting a bunch of abilities for the boss. Excuse me. But it's a really straightforward game. It's got like a 2.0 ratio. I was a little bit worried about that, but it's actually really, really fun. You will only have a couple of days to do it after you hear this, but yeah, I definitely recommend it. I think it's one of those ones that I'm glad that I got to, because I was a bit worried that I was just gonna sleep on it. But yeah, I think that's about it. Anything else from you guys?
No, that's about it.
Easy.
Quite weak.
Yeah. I got a few more that I'll talk about next week. We've also got the word challenge, everyone's favorite competition, where Kirby comes up with a game and we all try to guess in vain what the fuck he might be talking about because he has the weirdest clues. Mm-hmm. So if you want to get your guess in, you can go on our Discord to the word challenge channel. You get one guess per hour. Make sure you get the case and punctuation right. And if you get it right, a gift pops up and you win a prize. Each week we get a clue. The first clue is, this famous family's cousin sees things from a different perspective. Second clue was, it's over 9,000, brackets for now. And the latest clue is Scorpio, baby, which I have no idea what the fuck that means. But we'll get our guesses in too, because we don't know what it is. Kirby has kept this very close to his chest. But get your guesses in. You can win some money. Go ahead and do it.
Maybe it's a horoscope thing.
It could be. Yeah, it was like a birthday thing, maybe. I don't know. All right. Leaderboards. Cameron, do you want to read through those?
Yep. So, sorry, I pressed the wrong one. Leaderboards. We have Fresh Forever with 5,435 in third. Northern Lass in second place with 8,749. And in first place, to everybody's surprise, we have Professor Pluto with 11,710.
How the fuck did he manage that? I don't think he's ever been first place on this leaderboard in all the years that we've had the leaderboard running.
I thought he plays hard games.
Yeah.
Let me have a look at what games he's been playing. I was
going to say the Dead Island series needs to be the Dead series.
So we've had X-Force Genesis. We've had Akinis, Xbox One and Xbox Series.
Oh, okay. So he's been playing some trash.
He's done a lot of trash, but at the same time, he's finished off Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Paw Patrol Rescue Wheels Championship, and Vampire, which I am very keen to hear him talk about.
Yes, yeah, that's a cool game.
Yeah, he's been completing some games.
Yes.
So it might just be a week where all the games decided to get updates and he decided to just clear them
all lined up. Speaking of completions, Keo, do you want to read through those?
Yeah, I do, but I'm not going to read out all Todd's completions because he redid a bunch of trash.
Yeah, that doesn't count. I didn't put that on the list.
Just
baby games.
No, sorry, Todd. All right, I will say that he got like 29,580 worth of score and says he'll be first on the leaderboard, but he doesn't track on true achievements. So Thrash Forever did EA Sports WRC. Cameron Shadowless AU did Sworn. When did we start putting ourselves on here?
Well, he wasn't going to be on this episode, so...
oh, yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah.
He was a last-minute ringer.
There you go. Shadowless Sly, Ready or Not. Splice did Sectori. Professor Pluto did Vampire, and apparently... Is that the only one he finished?
Yeah. It's Vampire, isn't it?
I mean...
Is it Vampire or Vampire?
I mean, technically it's...
Because I've always said Vampire.
I think it's Vampire.
It's Vampire. Vampire. Yeah.
Vampire, you know?
So, Vampire.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of pretentious.
And Rapture did Alphilion. So...
Yeah, nice work, guys. A huge shout out to Shadow's Lie in particular for Ready or Not. That's a really tough completion. And Spice doing Sectori. Check out the video that he posted of him finishing that game. That shit is insane. It's a really, really impressive completion.
Yeah.
All right.
Vampire.
Vampire.
I had to look it up. Vampire.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much going to bring us to the end of the show. As always, we do the show live on Twitch. Xbox Hall of Gamers is the place to find us. Come say hi, hang out in the chat. Also, join our Discord server. That's the best place to see all the happenings on. You get an update every time we go live, as well as getting on the word challenge, getting on the completion list, getting on the leaderboards, involving yourself with the monthly theme, and just generally chatting about stuff. We got some stuff on there around TV and other bits and pieces too. Yeah, come say hi. We always we love our new members. Any shilling we want to do, Cameron? What about you? You got anything you want to shout
out? Look at my games that I need to complete and tell me if there's any multiplayer you want to do. Cool, thanks.
Easy. Kia, what about you?
You can see my link tree for Keel Live at Home. Pretty much everything that tells me everywhere to go, including the link for the podcast and the Discord, I think. But spoiler for next time. Keep an eye out for my session for Steel Battalion Xbox 360 Connect.
Oh, no.
Let's see how that session goes in 2 days' time.
Jesus.
You have to complete the tutorial and then complete a mission in 4-player co-op 3 times, like each, basically. So we're going to have to do it 4 times. So let's see how it goes.
All right, good luck. And I'm Neomaster on everything, True Achievements, Xbox, and Discord. Make sure you join the community. We love our members. That's been episode 214. A huge thank you to my wonderful co-hosts, fantastic patrons.
Oh, wonderful.
Char for doing our fantastic thumbnails, and you for being our wonderful listeners and watchers at home. Check out the YouTube version or the audio version on your platform of choice. We'll catch you guys next week. See you later.
Peace.
Bye.